We talked to him last Friday getting ready for UAlbany Notre Dame lacrosse. Unfortunately, that game did not go the way of the Great Danes, but we'll bring him back this week. Sam Benson of BleacherReport.com. Sam, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Sam, we'll start with this. Got to razz you a little bit. When we were on Friday, you predicted Albany would win, and you thought Syracuse would win the title. Both are out. So how are you feeling right now?
Obviously a little wrong with my predictions, that's for sure. Both teams, it's not like they didn't play well, you know. Both teams were outplayed. Obviously, defensively, struggled a little bit in those games. What it came down to is you got to give credit to both Notre Dame and Johns Hopkins. They played incredibly well. You know, obviously they're moving on to the Final Four, which is huge for them. So congrats to them.
So for you, Albany, it's almost a tale of 3 games. Notre Dame gets up early. We go to lightning delay. Albany plays better, comes back, takes a 9-8 lead after being down 8-4, and then Notre Dame just really kind of turns it on in the fourth quarter and wins it 14-10. Where did it go wrong for you, Albany?
I think what it came down to is obviously you have Lyle Thompson, who played fairly well. You know, he had those big 4 assists, but he wasn't getting good shots. He wasn't getting good looks. And you got to give credit to Notre Dame's defense, especially Matt Landis, their long stick defender, who played Lyle Thompson incredibly well. You know, he didn't give him good passing lanes. He never had good looks at the goal, and so really Notre Dame's scheme in defending Thompson was incredible. You got to give him lots of credit for that, and props to them.
Now I'm new into following lacrosse and watching lacrosse, but to me it seems an awful lot like basketball in one perspective. Just that if you focus all of your energy and all of your resources on stopping one guy and making a commitment to not letting one guy beat you, you can do that in basketball. I think you can probably do that in lacrosse too. Am I right there? And is that what Notre Dame did to Lyle?
I have to say it depends on the team. What Lyle Thompson and Albany this season reminds me of is Brigham Young in 2011 with Jimmer Fredette in basketball.
Jimmer Fredette, another Capital Region product who we love.
Yeah, out of Glens Falls. Yep. And he's a good player out of a mid-major school. But you look at their tournament run his senior year against Florida, and that's what they did. You know, they just tried to shut down Jimmer, and they didn't have the supporting cast to really support that. So obviously it's different for every team, but teams like Albany and maybe even in North Carolina with Goldstock, if you shut down their best attackmen, it really messes up their offensive scheme, and it leads to scores like we saw on Sunday or Saturday.
Tough weekend for the Capital Region. Not only do we lose UAlbany as a whole, but Luke Goldstock, you mentioned the Niskayuna product at North Carolina, he's done. Bobby Wardwell, the goalie at Syracuse, a Shen product, he's done. So there is one guy left from the Capital Region in the tournament. That's a defenseman, Nico Schuler from Johns Hopkins. So tough weekend all in all for the Capital Region. But Sam Benson, BleacherReport.com. Sam, after beating UAlbany, is Notre Dame the new favorite to win the title?
Honestly, I think Notre Dame was the favorite all along. I wanted Syracuse to win. I thought they had it. You know, I thought they had the talent to really go all the way. And I like the way they play. But now Notre Dame obviously is the top team in the tournament as they've been all year. And yeah, you know, they're a great team. Matt Kavanaugh is an incredible player, as we saw on Saturday. They have the defense to really go a long way with Matt Landis. They have a good goalie. They're well coached. And so yeah, I think they can make a deep run. And if they don't win the national championship, it won't be shocking. But obviously at this point they're the favorite.
Sam, I'm not big on the is he the best of all time talk, because obviously you're talking about, in some sports you're talking about going back 100 years to figure out things. You're certainly crossing different eras, different generations. The way the game was played has changed. So I'm not going to ask you if Lyle Thompson is just the best skill lacrosse player ever at the college game. But to me, his true legacy is just that lacrosse is still an up-and-coming sport. It has kind of a niche fan base. It's not on the same level yet as baseball, basketball, football, but it's getting there. But to me, the biggest impact that Lyle Thompson made is he made non-lacrosse fans become lacrosse fans. So what do you think his legacy is overall? To me, that's bigger than any numbers he put up.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can't measure, honestly. You mentioned you can't call him the greatest of all time because lacrosse really has changed so much in the last 50 years. So I would say he's the greatest player of the modern lacrosse era. And his legacy would probably have to be the fact, like you mentioned, that he pulled in so many non-lacrosse fans, he made the game so much more exciting. You know, he's a fun player to watch. He provided so many people would just be flipping through the channels. They stumble across an Albany lacrosse game on ESPNU, watch it a little bit, and there's this guy named Lyle Thompson who's absolutely tearing it up. And you don't have to be a lacrosse fan to see what a special player looks like. And he's one of those special players that the lacrosse game, you know, will not have for a long while, you know. He's an incredible player, a great guy. And in the long run, I think college lacrosse is taking a hit, considering the fact that he's gone now. Obviously, there's going to be other players that are going to, you know, not necessarily fill the void, but are going to be exciting. But there's not going to be someone like Lyle Thompson for the next few years.
Despite the fact that Albany goes down, does not advance to the Final Four, it would have been the first Final Four in the program's history. Is Lyle Thompson still your Tewaaraton winner?
I believe so. It didn't affect him last year to lose in the quarterfinals, and I don't think it will this year either.
All right, Sam Benson, BleacherReport.com, lacrosse expert, has joined us twice within the last week to break down the NCAA lacrosse tournament. Again, not very much good news locally coming out of the tournament anymore. But, Sam, maybe we'll bring you back on again right around Tewaaraton time to see if Lyle can get that second Tewaaraton trophy and become the first player ever to repeat.
Yeah, thank you.